My dear dark ones, welcome to my channel. Today is a pick-up pile tarot reading and I'm asking what tarot cards say about you. I have two piles. This is the first pile, this one is the second. So you can stop the video and choose the pile that you feel most drawn to, or because it's a collective reading, you can listen to both of the piles and just pick what resonates. So let's start. I shuffled the first pile for you, and now let's choose the cards that represent you the most. So very interesting. So the first card is the Major Arcana, the 13th card in the tarot deck, and it's the Death card, the card of transformation. So this card tells me that you are very unique, very unusual, mysterious, dark. You probably the most unusual person in your family or among your friends. You are insanely creative, very rebellious, great person to talk to. You understand a lot, you understand life and people. Also, you're always looking for self-improvement, for unusual things to explore and unusual things to inspire you. This is the most interesting card because this is the card that the majority of people are scared of, but yet I have the three of swords, which is Lord of Sorrow, which is reversed. So it means that actually people like your craziness and your rebellion and your life, the way you live your life. You know, people get inspired by you, and people really they really put you an example for others. You're definitely a black sheep of your family. I feel like the majority of your life and decisions that you take, they don't even come from your childhood or from your family. They've really connected with your soul memories, with your past lives, with the things that you learned centuries ago. You are an old soul for sure. You're an ancient soul. You have an extreme connection with the supernatural. You had an unusual childhood, and you probably have a very unusual life. You cannot fit in, and literally you always rebel against the let's say the matrix, against normal job rules, but in a good way. You are very intelligent, smart. You are great philosopher, and you are a great leader, and the person who speaks really wisely and interestingly. So it's such a pleasure to be in your aura and listen to you. You make sometimes crazy, irrational decisions that sometimes have no merit, and people don't even understand why you're choosing things that are not supposed to be in your life, but you never regret your decisions because you're kind of person that regrets not making a decision, not doing something crazy. And you're fine when you make mistakes. I feel like making mistakes for you is how you learn. You're this kind of person who needs to try everything yourself, because for you it is very difficult to trust other people or other people's experiences. You need to know yourself. You need to go through these experiences on your own, so then you can claim them. You can read thousands of books, you can listen to hundreds of people, but yet if you didn't experience something yourself, you will never trust the book or the person or the teacher. It's quite a difficult life, but it's an amazing one, because you actually can, you kind of stand behind every word you say. Everything in your life matters and counts. Sometimes you want to experience normal life, but you get bored out of it. You can find a normal job easily because you're amazing when you go through job interviews. You can pretend to be the best worker, and you can work hard. You're actually good at everything that you put your heart and mind to. But you get bored so easily, like few weeks, and then you realize it's a box that you don't want to fit in. And probably, if not the need for money, you would never work for anyone. You're a person that creates job spaces for others. You're not the person who fill the spaces. And 401s in this deck, it represents a Lord of perfected work. So as I said, it's a confirmation that for you, you need to create something. If you're talking about job for you, the best jobs are the unusual jobs. So the occult, something with social media, becoming an actor, singer, author, anything that is unusual for you, even working as like as a businessman, entrepreneur. This is the best job that you can do. You create something and you're good at sales. So for example, you can sell a lot of things without even trying hard, because you know how to convince people that they need something that you already have, because you are such a natural leader. So people more likely to buy anything from you because they like when they see something in your hands, subconsciously they already want to have this thing. You're this kind of person, when you wear something, even it's very controversial and unusual, people always ask you, where did you get this from? It doesn't mean whether it is a piece of jewelry, normal clothes, pures, really doesn't matter. But people would want to have something like you have. That's why for you, selling things, it's the best job ever, because you have control over the things that you can offer to people. It could be things, objects, services. Also, because you're so unusual and you're so connected with the supernatural and occult, for you, selling something like tarot readings, haunted objects, becoming a tour guide, and dealing with antiques, this is the best job for you. Another interesting thing that 401 shows me, it's your ability to actually be an amazing leader for any religion out there. So you can become a priest or priestess. You can do any jobs that are in the church or a temple. You can be a guru or work for some guru in an ashram, because as a leader you can influence people and you can help them to find a way. There are probably so many interesting jobs for you, especially remote jobs. You can be amazing as even in the army or working on a ship. Anything unusual you can be good at. If you are a male watching, you guys can become amazing engineers, architects. You can be someone who does construction. All of these jobs are good for you because it's like a connection with your past lives, building something, and something that will last as a memory. I feel like you guys been doing a lot of things and building a lot of places that are still standing in nowadays in modern society. You can be amazing designers, artists, healers, energy healers, tarot readers. And the most important thing for all of you guys watching, if you are concentrating on the money part, on your salary, that's when you fail. That's when you don't receive good opportunities in life and at your job place. But when you do something for your heart, that's when you succeed. If you love what you do, if you're actually in love with what you do, what you create, that's where your wealth and abundance is. But if you feel pressured to do something, if you feel that you have to go to work that you don't like, that's when you kind of fail, because universe wants you to be happy, and it wants you to find something extremely amazing for you, something that you've done in your past lives, and that's why it's always keeps bringing you back to like 0 point, so that you can find this unique opportunity to make money. The cards are showing me that you have very unusual balance between your divine feminine and divine masculine. It's like upside down. When you need to use your divine feminine, when you need to be weak, for example, and using your soft side to get the things that you want, you actually become more like assertive, you know. You don't like to ask for help. You don't like to allowing people to help you. And when you need to protect yourself, that's when you start using your divine feminine. You kind of try and running away from the problems, and because you like peace. It doesn't matter what your gender right now when you're watching, but you are extremely peaceful creature. You love when everyone is happy, and you don't like to hurt anyone. You know that your words can hurt, and that's why you're trying to be as positive as you can, and always reassuring, and always saying good things to others. You like to bring positivity into this world, and you have like very positive mindset, and only very serious things or events in your life can make you negative. It's like you are probably the most positive person that anyone can meet. This is the last card. For this reading, the High Priestess, it tells me about your crazy, unusual intuition. People who are born with developed intuition usually are people that have this soul that awakens during the childhood. So probably your third eye opened really early in your life, but you just never noticed because maybe you've been brought up in a normal family, so you were really far away from all of the supernatural and spiritual experiences. You didn't know what were happening with you, but your third eye opened before you were 10 years old for sure. You are more likely choosing an unusual religion in this lifetime, and it's probably completely opposite from something that was the religion of your family when you were a child. And if you were very religious as a child, so probably now you becoming an atheist or choosing to believe in something very unusual. You might become a conspiracy theorist because for you there is so many questions that you have on your mind and so many answers that you don't believe. So for you it's a very difficult relationships with science and religion. As a person, you're probably the most interesting person to talk to. You are definitely always standing out in a crowd for different reasons. You're probably the person that people might dislike at the first sign because you might look very angry or scary, but the moment you start talking with people that you actually like, everyone starts noticing how sweet and amazing you are and how beautiful your soul is. So for you, communication is always the key, but I do believe that you're using this to your advantage, that your first impression is always negative. That's how you escaping from the conversations that you don't need, because you actually don't really care about the society, but you care about few people that you choose to let to come into your life, and to those people you give your heart and everything. You really know how to love people and how to care about people that come to your life, and you take them as a gift. What else can I add? honestly, if you were born rich, you probably would done so many beautiful things on this planet. You would change the world. But I feel the majority of you guys, you are born without access to money because it's kind of like your sole purpose in this reincarnation to find something that you like and to bring light and love and knowledge to people in the most unusual ways, maybe through personal struggle, through personal experiences. But it's a very difficult journey, but it's a very rewarding one. If you pick up the flame of knowledge and you go forward, you might end up being someone very famous, very wealthy, but it takes time. And patience is something that you lack sometimes, but if you're patient, good things will come, believe me. So pile number 2, let's see what tarot say about you. Wow, the hidden one. You are always hiding. Probably not even one person truly knows your heart or soul. You don't speak much. You don't trying to express your inner world by anything. You don't really care about dressing crazily, you know. You don't care about fashion. You don't care about the trends. You don't even listen to what people trying to tell you. You have your own mind, your own vision, and a goal. You so specific about the things that you like, things that you do. You're so specific even about your food, your, I don't know, laundry detergent. You're very specific even about the water that you're consuming, or if you will be choosing gym, it's probably going to be a few days of research and reading reviews online. And it's not that you think about these things, it comes to you like subconsciously. You're very careful with everything that comes to your life, with every choice that you make. And it's not because you had a good reason. Maybe it's your logic, maybe it's your set of mind, maybe because in your past lives you had many reincarnations as a royalty and you used to get the best possible things and you used to get always what you wanted. So in this lifetime, you're always trying to get the best. Even from the things that you can afford, you're always choosing the best. You are very unusual in the way that your mind, it's like confusing. And it's not chaos or a mess. Your mind is really unusual to the point where the decisions that you make, how should I even put it? So as a child, you had opinions about everything, even though you never experienced a lot of things, but you were already so opinionated. And for example, probably you never tasted alcohol, or you never wanted to go to a bar. You always knew that you're not gonna meet your like wife or husband or partner anywhere except for these few places. You have such high standards and values in your life, and if people do not meet the standards, you're not gonna be paying attention to them. You are very polite and intellectual. You are very good-mannered. So even if you cut out a person from your life, this person might not even know that, because you're still going to be very nice and you might answer all the messages, but the moment your heart goes cold, that's it, there is no coming back. You'll never give a second chance to anyone because you so value yourself that you know that person should understand your value and their value. So if they're wasting your time, you will not never forgive them. You're very specific about the things you choose in your life, and about how you spend your time. It's very, very important to you. You might go without talking to humans for days or weeks, and you're okay with that because there is a whole world inside of you, inside of your mind. And you'd rather have a meaningful, deep, long conversation with the person that fascinates you, the person who can stimulate your mind, than go and have mini talks, like this small talk that is meaningless with people that they surround you. You might be the person at work that no one talks to because they think that you a little bit weird, and only few people actually know how amazing and smart you are, how deep you are, and how crazy your mind is. When you go through difficult times in your life, no one will ever know. The harder your life is, the bigger the smile on your face. When you're experiencing difficulties, you take them as like you're going to war. When your life is quiet, when everything is peaceful, you really know how to enjoy it. You can have an amazing date with yourself, buy your favorite food, put on your favorite TV show. You probably have the most unusual hobbies. And in your spare time, you probably collect the most crazy things, or you do something so unusual that no one else does. And if this is true for you, please share in the comments what is this unusual hobby that you have. You are really connected with nature, and for you, your heart goes to animals so much. It's like you feel their pain, you understand them, and you probably most likely will donate money for animals than for humans, because you know that animals are helpless, and you always believe that because you had so many difficult situations in life and you overcame them, you believe that every human have the ability to do that. But animals, they sometimes cannot help themselves. So probably you always trying to feed stray dogs or cats, or you have an animal that you rescued, but you really connected with nature and animals. You are always good with money, even though this is not the goal for you to be rich or to be like famous, but money comes to you easier than to any other person, and you are very good with money. You know how to save, but you also know when you need to spend money. You probably will buy the most or more expensive item rather than buy something cheaper, because you know that the more money you pay, the more quality you get, and you get attached to things very easily if it's a good thing. It could be anything. It could be your kitchen appliances or like your tarot deck. It could be some like a piece of clothing. If you like something, it could be like furniture or decoration. If you really like it, you might even cry when it breaks. And some of the things that you have, you might have them for like many years, decades even, because you really like your objects, they kind of become your friends, and you like to go to your home and see the familiar faces of the things that you buy. Every object have a story. You always remember when you get them from, what interaction was with the person who sold them to you. Sometimes you buy something not because you need, but because this object has such a unique story, or the person who is selling this thing is so nice and you like the vibe, so you might buy this only because you just want to make the seller good, feel good, and to have this energy of this beautiful conversation as a memory attached to this object. Also, you have interesting fascination with very unusual things. Like, for example, you like watching documentaries about serial killers or about haunted places, or investigations of this haunting phenomena. And you like to watch scary things like horror movies, horror documentaries, because these dark things that are scary for others, for you, they feel like home. And you're a nice person, but there is something that probably connected with your past lives that you feel so deeply and close to your heart in all of this, scary, unusual darkness. Your nightmares is something that becomes the thing that makes you think and research things. Probably one of the reasons why you came to the occult or supernatural, it is because from the nightmares that you used to see as a child or as an adult. Maybe you were a sleepwalker and you used to walk during your sleep or do some things that you don't remember when you wake up. And this research about your, it's not even disease, it's just situation, I would say, led you to where you are now. You are an amazing listener, and when someone in need, when actually someone is asking for help, you can give everything you have just to help someone out of the goodness of your heart. And it's rarely happens because you're not a really social person. You're more you're not an extrovert. You're more likely to keep your circle of friends to a minimum amount. But if someone really needs your help, you're really gonna help them, like with your time, with your energy, with like money, things. You can give them shelter, anything they will ask of you, you will give them. You had a lot of experiences in life that you never share with others. Maybe you had a diary for many years, and your diary could have become like such an interesting book, but you're perfectionist. So if you're not sure that the thing that you create is perfect, you're most likely to destroy it. So probably you had many diaries in your life and you destroyed all of them because you don't feel that what you're going through is actually important for the humanity. But what you're going through is definitely more interesting than many things that other people are going through. Interesting. Some of you have the most amazing voice, and probably not many people heard it because you don't like to sing in public, but you have a very interesting voice. It probably comes from your bloodline. Other people in your family had it too, but you could have been an amazing singer, especially if it's opera or very serious type of music, very old one. Your bloodline has a very dark history, something that's been keeping as a secret for many centuries. You might be the one who belongs to Illuminati or to Freemasons, and you might not even know that because the secret is very deep, and people in your bloodline done things that became history, and they did things that shaped our reality now. And even though the things were probably not really good, but that was their destiny. And you being born in this bloodline only confirms how unusual you are. I'm going to pull two last cards. I like this, the cards for you, they come in couple, like always too. There is such an amazing balance in you. You are so wise that you kind of mirror each person that you meet, and you always find a way to talk their language to them. An interesting trait that you have, sometimes when you feel empty, when you feel like there is nothing that can give you happiness in this world, you like to go out and shop and buy interesting things. Things that you don't really need, but things that can inspire you. You can find such an old, weird object that is not a part of anything, but this object inspires you to create something or to think about something. You have a very interesting connection with sacred geometry and sigils. A lot of symbols makes sense to you in a way that you can even understand them without knowing their meaning or names. The last thing that the cards are showing me, that you probably either don't have any tattoos or just have like few small ones, or you have so many tattoos that it's just crazy, like they cover maybe half of your body or more. Tattoos are very symbolic, very sacred to you. And if you would ask me why you choose to have many tattoos or to don't have any tattoos, there were tribes who believed that a person who doesn't have any tattoos on the body is not seen by gods. So if you don't have a tattoos, you are hiding from the deities or from spirits. But if you really pulled and drawn to tattoos and piercings, and you have a lot of them, it is because you are looking for this connection to the ancient deities that you used to have in your past lives. So pay close attention to every symbol or every sigil that comes to your life, because all of them are signs from your past lives. I guess I will stop here. All of you, both of the piles, thank you so much for watching. It was such a pleasure to look into your energy, and I'm looking forward to read your comments, and I can wait to see you in the next video.